Like to put chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? I don't like to put chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Not a moment to spare. Stuck in the Middle is here, Stuck at Night. Hello, each and every one of you out there watching, hanging out with us. What's up? What's up on this fine Tuesday? What's up with you, Eli? Nope.
I was muted.
Hey!
No. I'll tell you what's up. You ready? You ready?
Yeah, please.
These guns right here, boy.
Damn.
Huh? Damn. You like?
Damn. I like. I don't like. I love. I love it. We got a nice, fun show planned out tonight. We have a special guest, Crystal Behe. Did I say that correctly? Crystal Behe. She's here to womansplain to us about domestic abuse and violence. So we look forward to that. And also sitting in on third mic tonight with us is the one, the only, finally forging thought.
Oh, hello.
Are you forging any thoughts right now?
I woke up this morning. We'll see how I do.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. You forged a good morning. That's what I'm talking about. With that said, real quick, Eli, tell everyone watching what they need to do for us right now because we are shadow banned on YouTube. What will help us much?
Okay, so first and foremost, absolutely, to help this show, our only means of currency really is your likes, your shares. So please do feel free also to help us combat that evil shadow ban because we're just too controversial for the YouTube sometimes. And we do have that 2 strikes going. We're almost on our way out, but every bit of support we get from people like you can help us keep on moving forward. And also, I'd like to point out this is kind of a historic moment. This is our first Zoom with a total of 4 of us since the studio move. So welcome to history.
It really is history. This was just like technologically speaking, I don't know if I even said that word right, but just like working with Zoom and having to crop out each day. It's such a pain in the ass because vMix never saves any of your settings, so you always got to redo it. But I know from our 2 fantastic people with us here tonight that it's going to be well worth the squeeze, you know? So I can't wait to learn something good tonight here.
Well, before I begin, I suppose, some introduction of a little bit more of a personal persuasion, I'd like to just speak on a very interesting moment I had at my magical dildo shop of a job today. So, I was
Gotta
just
love pubics.
doing
He was
a dildo shop.
Oh boy.
So aside from that, so I'm selling dildos. 2 customers are inside, and I'm receiving all the dildos, and we just start having a grand old conversation about the most uncontroversial thing in the world, which is politics. And so at that point, they're both liberal, blue no matter whose. We started talking about January 6th. We started talking about the election. We started talking about what was it? I said, yes, I am a registered Democrat, but I am voting for DeSantis. And you would have thought that I shot their puppies in front of their families because they recoiled in horror and essentially called me, by the way, yes, I'm going to do this, called me a Nazi supporter.
Did they know you were Jewish?
These guys, one of them's a vendor, one of them is a longtime customer, and absolutely that does not. One of them went as far as trying to justify the equation by explaining my dad is a Vietnam vet and the Trump supporters were attacking him, verbally, and also apparently Antifa doesn't exist.
I mean, it's just a mindset, don't you know?
Yeah,
It doesn't exist at all.
That's what I was defaulting to. It's just I find myself so just deflated, so dead with the same old talking points. But that was my day. Josh, anything interesting happened in your day?
Well, I'm just trying to no, my day just fucking sucks ass right now, siding and working outside. It's fucking hot. It's exactly. Dude, coming from a smoke shop where I sat indoors on my fat, happy ass for like 8 years, outside sucks. It is a big
Josh,
one.
I don't know if you heard me, but it was 113 degrees in my house today.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, inside the house.
Just saying. Yeah, I don't have air conditioning.
Were you working?
I mean, I was working on sweating my ass off.
That's what's up.
So, like,
Okay.
Satan's butthole in here, but other than that,
It's pretty hot.
My day job is a cook in a hot kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Try again.
Where do you work? Where do you cook at?
This little mom and pop place called Kinfolk.
That's awesome. How long you been in the restaurant biz? I was in the restaurant biz for close to 10 years.
Oh no, you're like, how long have I been a chef and working in the restaurant business?
What's that?
My whole life. Mhm.
She's asking me how long she's been in the restaurant. Okay. For the better part of your 20s, I suppose.
Considering my dad was a chef and trained me, so
yeah, it's in your blood, and you've done it for a long time. By the way, everybody, this very special, beautiful individual on the bottom left of my screen is my first love, back from 1998, 8th grade. Oh, there it is.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Josh. You got to see that picture?
Hold it up.
All right, so she was so tall, she had to sit down.
Someone's got some music
I was
playing.
so short.
Look at that fucking collar, dude.
Oh yeah, that's a mean collar.
Oh yeah, no.
You're
Hey,
welcome.
I think he was trying to go like John Travolta, like Pulp
Hey.
Fiction kind of look.
Hey, who's got
Oh,
music
yeah.
playing? Someone's
Who's got
got
that music playing? Yeah, can't we? Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
There you go. There you go.
Real quick.
No, she just, Yep.
I thought the Yeti would have filtered it. Sorry.
no, it's okay. What's up?
Before we get off the rails, I want to kind of piggyback off your story real quick about some people saying, "Oh, well, you're voting for DeSantis, you must be a Nazi." Well, if all you watch is like MSNBC and this is where you get your information from, listen to what this MSNBC contributor says here.
Us into the election, this fight for the soul of our country, the fight for the soul of democracy. We are watching right now a very radical and extreme Republican Party mirror what we have seen in other places like Nazi Germany, like other places like the Bolsheviks. We have seen this playbook before. We have seen a ruling party try to use things like propaganda, try to silence the free press, try to restrict what women can do. We have seen this playbook before, and it always ends disastrously for the majority of people that are subjected to that. That's what the warning signs are that we're seeing from the president right now. He is ringing the bell that we need to check in, pay attention, because this is a very dangerous line that the Republican Party is under full embrace of autocratic ways and means is nothing but disastrous, and we have to stop chapter.
How do you like if somebody really has that view on one party and it's not exclusive to one side, meaning the right looks at the left like they're a bunch of crazy Nazis too. But if you think somebody's that evil, how do you ever they literally so the people who probably watch MSNBC and get that narrative are the same people who came up to you, Eli, and said, well, if you vote for this guy, you're a Nazi, knowing you're Jewish. It's just like, how can you even say that with a straight face?
I had to point out, and it's an exhausting thing to continually have to say, that just because I vote for one individual that is in a party you don't like doesn't mean I am all in with everything that the party stands for. In this case, I am voting for an individual based on specific actions. So, but does that matter to them? No, I'm still voting for a fucking Nazi. So it's just typical.
It seems such. It seems like such a way to not have a real conversation. Like, I don't know, is that considered an ad hominem when you call somebody a Nazi? It just seems like a way to not have a conversation by defaulting to, oh, well, you're a Nazi then, can't talk. It's like, it's almost their way of saying, well, I can't talk to you, Eli, because you're a Nazi.
That's
But
been
yeah,
the way of stomping on conversations for a long time. Like anytime they say, "Oh, well, he's a fascist," it's like, "Oh my god, he's a fascist," and everybody shuts down conversation, and it's just fucking get the guy. It has nothing to do with
that was
any
absolutely
discourse.
what they were attempting to do. It's much more self-righteous and comfortable to say you're just supporting a Nazi than to engage me into the nuance and details as to why I made the decision I did. They weren't hearing any of it.
No, you're absolutely right. It's more comfortable for them to shut down that conversation with that phrase or that statement, as opposed to having, well, why do you want to vote for him? Like, it's
Because Biden's an idiot, and I'd vote for anybody. I'd vote for Mickey Mouse.
here's the thing, though. That's how the same side feels about Trump. And they look at that and they're like, well, I'm going to vote for anybody who's, quote unquote, not an idiot. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying Biden's an idiot. Yeah, I'm saying Biden's an idiot.
Biden's an idiot.
saying Biden's an idiot.
Yeah.
Biden's definitely an idiot.
Here. Everybody for Biden's an idiot?
Rock on.
Here.
Yay.
All right. The court's
All
unanimous.
opposed?
Yeah. Boo. Yeah,
Apparently, everybody in this room has more than 2 brain cells. Yeah, yes.
thank God for that. Thank God for that. Or thank whoever for that.
Everything. Oh,
So,
everything froze. I got paranoid.
Yeah, no, it's gonna happen. Just already expect the worst. That way, when the worst doesn't happen, we feel great.
Yeah. So
That's
I'm
how it
going to
goes.
jump right in.
Yes,
Do
please,
you mind if I
please.
get my feet wet?
Please, let's get into it.
My dearest Crystal, the first love of my life from 1998. I understand you are a part of, how should one call it? A foundation, a conglomerate, a congregation. It is the mission. What is the mission?
I am a member of Exposé. It is a documentary and a movement to get awareness about domestic abuse and let people see that you can thrive and be successful after.
After abusing
There is
somebody.
a light at the end of the tunnel.
You, well, I know some things, personally, but I think there is a huge part of your journey. Well, after me, by the way. So all the jokes that are in the comments about me being a piece of shit in 8th grade, while they're true, I was far from the
Somebody
inspiration.
breaking up with me at the dance.
Oh, you don't want to.
Oh my
You don't
God,
wanna
we're
do that.
getting into it. We're
Crystal,
finding out.
Don't make me.
The sleeveless shirts make so much more sense now.
Yeah.
Than when we cut off Florida. dude.
No,
It's because forging. You need sleeveless shirts to.
We were 13. Okay, come on.
You were 13,
He
and
wanted somebody more his height.
you need sleeveless shirts to properly beat somebody up. You can't have those
Maybe.
sleeves getting in the way.
Maybe some
But,
cheating that occurred may have.
not at that point.
Can I
Huh?
But
say?
anyway,
Can I
Yeah.
say?
back to we are a movement. We are actually worldwide, not just nationwide. And our focus is to
Prestige worldwide.
get the news out there. Our documentary releases in December. We are also releasing a book, and we are also trying to raise money to set up safe houses and counseling in as many places as we can.
Nice.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Josh.
I just wanted to know if like when you and Eli were an item, like did he beat you? Is this why you ventured down your domestic?
No, I used to pick on him.
so you have the guilty conscience, and now you're like, okay, I gotta go forward with this venture and make sure this doesn't happen again.
I mean this in the most innocent way possible. I still remember every time we'd kissed before we went to class. You told me I always tasted like candy.
Like candy because you
This
did.
is just
I did.
gross.
I know that was on total purpose.
Mhm.
But how did you
It's because
get?
you're a fat fuck and you're always eating candy. That's why.
No.
No,
I
he
was
wasn't.
actually I was
Ooh,
very
he was
skinny
tiny.
back then.
Yeah,
Hey.
we're losing it here. Hey! I don't know. Just saying that. Eli, you were saying something. What are you saying?
Let's all also be mindful, one voice at a time to the best of our ability. But I wanted to ask Crystal, how did you find yourself being embraced by this foundation? Because I know you are a co-founder, right? So somebody had to approach you.
One of 88. the who approached me was Anastasia, who is our fearless leader. This was her brainchild, her baby. I met her in a domestic abuse support group. She was talking about the documentary, and this was in its baby stages before the foundation had even like been an idea.
So this wasn't
So-
domestic abuse. In the moment, it was child abuse because it was in the baby stages. We graduate to domestic abuse.
Yeah, they just sit in the room and toss around an infant.
Just having a little fun, as you were.
But she we met in the group and we started talking and hit it off. And after I gave my personal interview for the documentary, we stayed in touch.
When you say hit it off,
Who hit who first?
you mean physically?
No.
Okay. Okay.
But she actually is very inspiring. She came over here from Poland getting out of an abusive relationship strictly because she wanted to learn how to make documentaries and do exactly what we're doing.
How long has the foundation been around?
It is actually newly founded. About 3 months ago, we got all of our paperwork being approved.
And the YouTube channel, I couldn't help but notice.
August
that's something,
19th.
We could really use that link if you want to. Feel free to put it in the private chat we have at no pressure to you at some point, and we can go ahead and share it later on so everybody watching can show some support or learn about it, especially anybody out there that could use the help.
The link that I can send is for the Exposé movement, and I can also share the preview that we have put together for the documentary itself.
Give me something, Crystal. Blow my mind real quick. Give me a crazy statistic I'm not prepared for regarding domestic abuse, regarding domestic violence. Like, blow my mind. Not physically.
4 out of 5 women have been either sexually or physically assaulted.
That's
Four out of 5. That's. I'm sad to say that's not shocking. It's just forging. I don't want to force thoughts out of you, but
1 in every 12 men
1 in every 12 men, what, are abusers?
have been put through abuse as well. It's not just women. I mean, we have gentlemen in the documentary as well as survivors. I prefer to call survivors phoenixes. Survivors just an ugly word, whereas phoenix rising from the ashes is just a powerful statement and visual for me. So
it's like
I
thriving.
embrace the phoenix.
It's like it's like a survivor compared to a phoenix. It's almost like, the phoenix is the thriver. They're thriving with this new, they're making what they can of it. They're rising, as you said. So yeah, I
that's exactly it. My personal coaching, to coach what you know, is Crystal Phoenix Coaching. Together we rise. Rising from the ashes. It's like, you can burn me, but I'm gonna rise stronger, smarter, and more beautiful than before.
Is there,
besides Eli, did you have a really bad experience of something like this?
I was gonna say, is there any specific within your realm of comfort, of course, Crystal, but I've seen some of your interviews. You're very candid, very powerful.
I am a phoenix. I went through child abuse, which Eli knows some of as well. And then up until 2 years ago, I was in a very controlling, manipulative, and abusive relationship, both mentally, physically, and at times sexually.
Oh yeah, piece of shit, right? We could say his first name. We don't need to drop the whole name. But
I don't care.
Yeah, no, I know, but don't drop the whole name. Chris, right? Son of a bitch, Chris. Is there any specific? I'm not trying to make it so you put any of the dirty laundry out there. That's not my goal. But is there any specific experiences where you recognized you had to get the fuck out, and then shortly after maybe did?
And then can I add a follow-up to that? So what experiences did you say, okay, I got to get the fuck out in the moment? And then in hindsight, is there anything you can look back on and be like, oh, wow, that was a warning. I should have heeded that message. You know what I mean? Like, there's things we know in the moment, oh, this is definitely bad. But then when you kind of take this this mental, recall of what you went through, you're like, oh, shit, that there it was. That was the first sign that I should have known it was going to, get ugly. And so, sorry to ask so many questions.
Well, let me clarify one thing when it comes to abusive relationships. It's really hard to actually get out, especially if you have children. And if the abuse is more mental than physical, they've beaten you down and made you so codependent that you don't feel you can leave. Statistics say that it takes 7 times before you finally are able to break away fully.
Why is it so much harder when there's children involved? Is it just because of the children and you have to deal with, the other parent in the figure? Like, what makes being with the child a little more difficult in a domestic violence?
There's more
situation?
at stake in the totality.
There's more.
I love steak. I love steak, so I'm cool with
There's
steak.
more at stake. 1, 2.
Medium rare. I'll take my medium rare.
Rare.
Oh, okay.
And your kids are innocent, so they don't need to know certain things, and they don't need to be affected by certain things. And you would cut your own heart out for your kid.
Yes.
If I may, I wanted to, for just a moment, I wanted to redirect because Forging, I'm getting a sensation that you have gone through some shit. If you feel comfortable to express anything that you have gone through, is my assumption accurate? Have you been through an abusive relationship?
Yeah, it's the frog in the boiling pot of water. It's something that comes at you so slow you don't realize it's happening, and then once you finally realize, you see how far it's gotten, and it's at such an
and it feels like
level.
it's too late, like you're stuck.
Like I felt like an idiot. I felt like people wouldn't understand. I felt like a fool for, if I were to go at anybody, I'd be laughed at or whatever. But I mean, I ended up
because you're a man. Was that a fact?
And I was an MMA fighter, so I was used to. It's like I had bruises on me every day, and it was because I was training. So there was that, and it ended up where
Something about the mental bruises. Something about the mental bruises we don't expose.
Oh, physical ones too.
Well, no. I mean, listen. I mean, like, you're an MMA fighter. It's almost like a badge of honor. Look how hurt I am. Look how I mean, in a way, I'm not saying you pride yourself on getting hurt, but when you do, like, yeah, I got this black eye, I fucked this guy though.
After jiu-jitsu, you got the gi burns and stuff.
Right. But when it comes to mental pain and anguish, boy, do we hide that. Like, we're not one to, look at this mental burn I just got. You know what I mean? It's a weird juxtaposition to kind of, as guys maybe be like, look how much physical pain we can take. But when it comes to the mental side of it, guys are a little more hush.
Emotional scars take a lot longer to heal. They really do. When it came with me, the final straw for me that made it to where there was no more going back, I could not do it, was when my, at the time, 7-year-old baby girl looked at me and said, "Mommy, it's okay if Daddy hurts you as long as he comes home."
Jesus.
And I said, "Nope." And by that point in time, you couldn't close a door loud without me having a panic attack. And Eli knows me. I mean, he knows I used to play paintball. I used to shoot competition pistol with my dad. I was loud. I was obnoxious. I was, you're
a very free spirit. Very, very tough. Very
for me to cower at everything and have panic attacks. And it wasn't me. I was just so beaten down at that point that like I said, you couldn't close a door without me panicking. Forget about a raised voice or anything.
Sounds like a little PTSD, perhaps.
Complex PTSD. But I honestly, if I didn't have the support of you through Facebook, Eli, I mean, you ripped him a new one a few times. That first time you ripped him a new one when he was doing all that crap on Facebook, Matt actually physically saved my life that day.
I remember.
And then Matt is the one that gave me a place to stay and the courage to say enough's enough. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. And 2.5 years later, Matt and I are still together and going strong and getting through it. I mean, breaking trauma bond and going through everything we've gone through has been hell, but we're getting there, you know.
When
Sounds
does
like
the documentary drop?
It drops in December. We're going through the editing stage now, working on getting some people to do some voice. We're hoping for some bigger names to do some speaking in it that want to promote. My sister's ex, Sam Ano, who used to play for the San Diego Chargers, is wanting to work with us. So that
Not
kind of
even
brings
joking.
us.
Contract Patrick Stewart.
I would
Patrick
love
Stewart
to.
is so Patrick Stewart is so into this cause. It's not even funny.
I would
That-
love to. If I had a way, I would
That
so
Patrick
be
Stewart?
down. Mhm.
that Patrick Stewart, Star Trek Patrick Stewart.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
Jean-Luc
He has
Picard,
a
he
knighthood
helped
for-
he started his own thing in the UK because basically his mom was basically tortured by his dad for a long time because he had PTSD from war and things like that, and he was an alcoholic. And he's done a lot for different organizations around Europe and North America for the same cause.
Dude, that guy sounds like a badass.
We
He-
reach all
He's
the
a
way
G.
to
He's a
Australia.
G.
We're everywhere.
Forging, what is, I mean, I think that we have the obvious stigmas, you know, as men when it comes to being in the situations we have found ourselves in. I luckily don't think I was ever in a very severe one, although I was definitely privy to some psychotic situations. But I mean, for you, what was your come to God
for me,
moment?
it was very heavily related to my ex, the one that I have tattooed on my lip. So she had a really bad drug problem I didn't know about. She was addicted to opiates, and it only popped up becoming a thing 2 years after we were together. And you know, I spent damn near 16 grand putting that girl through rehab, trying to help her out and coming
And
up
it
with
did
every way
nothing.
possible I could. And it seemed like it slowly built as like every time I would catch her using or every time I would catch her picking stuff up, that's when she would do stuff. And because I just took it and I didn't want to let anybody know about it and I was protecting her secret, I just kept quiet about it. And it got to the point where she was so comfortable escalating to violence that it was the littlest things. Like I would say, hey, did the dog get his medication earlier? And I'd get a kick in the face, like while I'm watching TV. Because this is a girl I trained to kickbox for like better part of 3 years.
Well, but did you
And,
give the dog his medication, or was there?
It was her turn.
Okay.
But yeah, it was
Jesus,
bad,
man.
man. The come to
Not my
you gotta do
favorite
something
term,
about
by
this
the way.
moment.
Yeah,
So the come to Satan moment is when
there you go.
I got the courage to finally say, I can't do this anymore. You know, I've given you 4 or 5 chances to fix this, and you just continue insisting on using. And
How long were you
she
guys
was meeting
together
up with her
for?
4 years.
I mean, 4 years
And-
is a long time. Was she using for the entire 4 years, or was it just kind of like?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing: is she was addicted before we were together, and then when we met, she was totally clean. But before we were together, she was addicted to opiates because she had jumped off a bridge into a river, like with her friends jumping into the water, and she broke her back. And the doctors in Oregon at the time were just throwing oxys at people, like, "Oh, here you go, here you go, here you go."
This was
Sounds like
during
South
the opiate
Florida.
epidemic.
Exactly.
The
And she was
doctors
addicted to it then,
everywhere.
and then her husband went to jail or went to prison, and they had like started a divorce process. And she finally got the divorce like when we were first together. I didn't know all this. 2 years into us together, he got out of prison. They ran into each other on the Max, which is the public transport in downtown Portland. And she got hooked back up that way, and she was addicted to opiates and like Xanax.
That's the combination, dude.
That's literally
And,
why they tell you to stay away from like even relationships, like when you're trying to get clean and stuff like that. Like even like if you're clean, but like a relationship will always bring you down in recovery. If you're in recovery and one's using and one's not, or both you guys have that thing where it takes nothing to start using again, you're going to trigger yourselves, you're going to go down. And that was almost like it Forging, it sounds like it's a good thing that happened to you. At the end of the day, during it, I'm not going to say that was good, but in hindsight, there was more there that could have potentially harmed you and brought you down. It's almost good that happened.
It almost killed me.
It almost, because I bet if that stuff never happened, it would have been a slow trickle into maybe you, if she wasn't blatantly violent, it could have been a slow trickle into maybe she got you hooked on something. You know what I mean? It could have been the slower.
I would have. It was after. So this is after my daughter had passed away. I would have just killed myself.
I'm so
In fact, I tried twice.
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, the thing that made me really get it together and say I'm done is caught her again, and then I just said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. You've beat the shit out. Like she split my lip all the way down to here and like opened up my lip, like it was all flapping around. Like anyway, I went out to the garage area because I was like, I'm gonna work on my bike. You got 3 days to get out of my house. So I was taking off the front primary of my Harley on my wide glide to replace the belt because the belt had snapped a couple days before. And while I'm sitting there, I had just gotten done with the wrench. I was using this wrench that's for taking the tow hitch off of a truck. So it's the perfect size for the front primary of a 95 wide glide. Put it off to the side. It's a wrench about yay big. It weighs like 4 pounds. And then I'm pulling it off with a small ratchet, and I hear footsteps behind me. And then I woke up in the hospital. And what had happened was she had picked up that wrench because she was freaking the fuck out. Because she realized that if I were to dip out and say we're done, that was every bit, because she had already burned her family because of drugs and different shit. So that was like her support thing. And she freaked out about it. She didn't know what to do. So she decided it'd be a good idea to hit me in the back of the head with a wrench.
You were the last lifeline, so she panicked.
Yeah. She split open the back of my head.
Jesus
my neighbor,
Christ.
beautiful little old lady named Shirley, she saw it, freaked out, called the cops, and she got arrested. But
did you press the charges?
What's that?
Did you press the charges?
They didn't give him a choice.
No, at the time I was still like, you know, I love her to death, and
right.
But I took that opportunity as a big sign, and I came to California. I came back to California where I grew up, and I said I need to get the hell out of here because this is going to kill me.
How long ago?
And I left, and two weeks after that, she died.
I'm sorry.
How long ago was that when you got out of that situation?
She died in 2017. So yeah.
I'm sorry. That scar, he broke a TV remote on my face.
Forging, did you have a daughter with her, or was this daughter from a previous?
No. The daughter is from my marriage years before. Right. My daughter passed away in 2011.
I got to give you props for battling what you have been battling, because goddamn, man, like, you know, sometimes we don't know what people go through, and just kind of hearing that story right there is just, you know, I have to give you credit in the sense for how forthcoming you're being. You know, it's very. I'm sure maybe there's a little bit of catharsis there for you, kind of talking about it, but you know, it's very enlightening to hear what people go through that they don't really share on the regular, and it's almost better we do share things like this at times.
Yeah, I've actually it's kind of weird. I've never really told anybody about Nicole and all that shit. I talk about my daughter a lot because I think it's beneficial, but I've never really talked about Nicole.
Well, it is
glad that we brought you in and you decided to open up. I'm assuming it's because of the topic, and I'm here and willing to share.
Yeah, you know what? You want to know if something fucked up is they called me because they couldn't get a hold of her mom, and they're like, "We have a woman here. Is there any way you can come down to the Clackamas County, City Works and identify a body?" And I was like, "What's the body look like?" And he described some of the tattoos, and he was like, "Well, we need to verify that you actually know this person." I'm like, "Well, does she have the name Chad tattooed inside of her lip?" And he's like, "Yeah, she's here."
Fuck.
So yeah, it was fucked up.
What have you been doing since 2017? Like, how do you I hope you're not blaming yourself for her passing or anything like that. Like, you needed to do what you needed to do to.
I don't blame myself for her passing. It does suck. I think about things I could have done differently, but at the same time,
what could you have done?
I also realize that if she's not gonna fucking get well, it's like they have to want to get better if they're addicted to drugs that bad. She didn't want to. I paid for her methadone. She sold it to people on the campus and still did drugs. it's like she got the methadone clinic to the point where they would trust her to do take homes. They call these things like 6 days worth of stuff, and she would take it home in a little thing. She'd fucking sell them to people the same day, and then just keep taking pills. And she was addicted to these types of I don't know shit about drugs because opioids make me physically angry. But she was addicted to these like 10 milligram really strong oxys, and that she would have to microwave to get the coating off of it so she could like do shit with it, because I know the whole house would smell like burnt plastic when she would do it.
Similar to when I used to smoke Roxy's.
And these freaking Xanax that are like big rectangles. There's like 4 squares.
Yeah.
So like looks like those
Was it
things.
green or white?
The Xanax?
Yeah.
They were like white little. It looked like a
like a
4
bar.
squares to make up like a little Twix bar or something, but they're white.
Yeah, that was your 2 or 4 milligram Xanax bar. Those are fucking no joke. Jeez.
The French fries.
She would do like a lot.
French fries were time release, Eli. Those were the yellow.
Her addiction was so bad. I caught her one night waking up in the middle of the night and waking up to take our dog's pain medication. We had a Weimaraner that had bone spurs and hip dysplasia, and to curb her shit, she would get up, go in the kitchen, and start crunching up his tramadol.
I was gonna say,
the edge off of her
it was probably fucking tramadol, because they don't give fucking animals opiates. Wow.
Talking about things this close to the chest, like for one, it can be cathartic, and I know also sometimes it feels like we're stepping out of our comfort zone, but there is a true value in sharing it with a group of people that also, you never know who needs to hear what and when, so I do see always courage and values, the substantial value when any of us disclose these kinds of experiences. And I see, as a result, within the chat proudly that, people are offering each other support, and this is a very beautiful thing. I'm grateful that we've had, this talk, this conversation, this topic right here.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even been able to look at the chat.
I haven't either, but
I'm with you.
I'm
afraid if I look for chat, I'm gonna lose the window.
Listen, Forging, you've been having some technical difficulties like a mofo. So yeah, don't click away. Don't do anything. This is fucking this is fucking brilliant right now. Yeah, there you go. Fucking A, man.
I'm posting the link for the Exposé YouTube preview.
Yeah, that as a moderator, I'll be able to share that.
I'm also going to share the site itself.
Crystal, question for you. And this is kind of piggybacking off, what Forging was go through, but a lot of the domestic violence / domestic abuse cases, do we have a percentage? Do we have an idea of how many of those probably stem from like a drug problem as opposed to just like normal?
I don't know the exact statistics, to be honest. In my personal experience, I honestly say it's 50-50. Personal experience. Some people are just born narcissists, and that's the sad truth of it all, to be honest.
I was pointing to Eli.
Yeah, I have been a
as an inside joke.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I'm glad we debunked that.
Yeah. That was such a headache to deal with. These assholes had me tripping about thinking being a narcissist for a year.
When it comes to domestic violence, domestic abuse, women suffer from it more, men suffer from it less. But at the end of the day, it's still the majority men perpetrating, even against men, domestic abuse cases. A lot of that stuff happens in prison too. I guess my question is, what?
Yes, you have COVID.
Think Omicron. What are some warning signs? Like I kind of asked you that previously, Crystal, and I don't know if we got to brush up on it.
A lot of like the warning signs is in the beginning, normally it's all great. They like the same things you do. They're very uplifting and
the honeymoon.
Yeah, exactly. And then slowly they start isolating you. from your family, everyone, they start just breaking you apart little by little.
I don't like this friend. I don't like that friend.
Don't talk to them, or
what you just said is stupid, blah blah blah.
Or why are you wearing that? Or why did you cook that? That tastes like crap. I have to be at work. Why isn't this done? Or
why'd your mom say that about me?
So why are you talking to your mom? So why are you giving the kids more attention to me?
Control?
But it's all about control, and
it's all about the
if I can be honest, it also seems like that's just like two people who don't like each other. Like, where do I separate when someone says something like that, as opposed to I have to.
A lot of times they try to isolate you from your biggest support.
Okay.
Like
same thing cults do.
Josh, I would say that a healthy relationship, there's a little bit of back and forth. When you're talking about getting into the abuse aspect of it, it's what you said is stupid. And if you have any rebuttal or any way to defend yourself, that is stupid and you need to shut up about it. But it comes on slow. Like I said, it's the frog being boiled.
It's very, very slow going in the beginning.
It's one of the most nefarious strategies. It's like how the media does the slow drip, where they slowly give you information, even though you knew it was a lie from the get-go, to kind of convince you that they were never lying. It's
called gaslighting.
And the worst part about it is they bring you down to a level where you start to believe that everything is your fault and everything became your fault, and everything that's happened is something you did wrong and you're not good enough, and you
I tell that to Josh all the time. He just doesn't listen. Just doesn't listen.
That's
in one ear.
Well, you're supposed to. You have to reach around and do that thing I showed you.
He does. You gotta tweak the nipples a little too.
Crystal,
Happy Cow, man. Remember Happy Cow? I showed you Happy Cow.
But
okay.
That's actually one of my focuses. My
Eli, write that down.
Is helping you trust yourself after leaving a narcissistic or abusive relationship, because that's one of the biggest things.
Is trusting yourself or trusting somebody else?
Trusting yourself. Trusting yourself to be able to make decisions, because for the last however many years that you were in that relationship, you were told you were stupid, or that you were making the wrong choices, or your choices were just taken from you. And then you're looking back and you're like, well, why did I choose to stay? Or why did I do this? Or why did I do that? And you question everything that you do.
But don't use hindsight to punish yourself.
Trusting yourself to make any decision, to follow your gut again, is the hardest step to moving forward, is learning to trust yourself again. Forget about trusting other people, because you have to trust yourself before you can do anything. Because if you don't trust in your own judgment, nobody's going to trust in you.
And you start wondering about the way other people are treating you, and you start second guessing the way you feel.
And you shut yourself off, and
basically it fucking ruins you.
It does. And honestly, better than that. That's why I said the Phoenix is my symbol. It is who I am.
If I
refuse. I mean, hell, I even have a guitar.
I'm kind of like an emu right now. I'm flightless. I'm trying to figure.
You're in the baby stage. You just had your burn. Now you're growing your wings back and you're getting ready to fly. Watch the rise. That's all you can do. Hey, it happens.
Out of all the various relationships that I've gone through, there is definitely one definitive one that stands out. My ex-fiance of 4 years, that's the closest that I've had to psychological damage. And I got to realize the person it started to make me. And it was definitely a version I never want to meet again. Like, I remember having so much rage and anger in me that I ripped a fence out of the ground. This was...
I heard about that.
I mean, I guess
just a regular chatty Cathy.
Same circles at the time, but
Well,
you know,
we've known each other since we were 13. Come
since
on.
98. Her and I have known each other, but her methodology of cheating on me and her also means of like feeding certain information to try to always make me look like the bad guy. She almost had me beaten up by some fucking schmuck. I even had to make friends with the guy she cheated on me with. Had to get all because she didn't want me to break up with her, so she had me talk on the phone with him after she admitted to having sex with him the night before, and we had to become all buddy. It was the most defeating, pathetic existence I had. He was like, "Oh man, had I known you were this cool, I wouldn't have fucked her." Like, oh my dear God.
So after you buried the body, what after that?
Then everything was great. I have some like I think we all have that crazy why did we stay too long relationship story, some worse than others. I mean, as far as cheating, Eli, I remember I was living with a girlfriend at the time, and this girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, we actually had some stuck in the middle conversation about it because one guest came on and the guest knew her and said, "Oh, did you know that she saw you in some store?" And she started like locked herself in her room for 2 days because she said I used to beat her and stuff like that, like some crazy stuff. My point here is I used to whoop the shit out of her. No, I'm joking. There was a time when we were together for so long and we really it started to become like you don't know how to, I guess, like break up because like, you know, a lot of the times
you
people
get into a comfort zone
and becomes comfortable and you become complacent with being that way.
Right. Yeah. And a little shot to our parents, you know, if we saw two parents stay together who didn't like each other and they never kind of broke up amicably, it just kind of went to the breaking point and then that's when they broke up. Like we ourselves don't know when to call it quits. We just know, well, you got to get it to that point and then we leave. So, you know, I'm not blaming the elders, but I'm also saying, you know, a lot of that's where that stems from. But too long in the relationship, we broke up, but she was still living with me. And I said, whatever, you could see who you want. She started to bring over this dude, right? I'm in my room and her and him go to her room. You know, I just hear laughing and the TV on and giggling. And I'm just sitting
I can't imagine why it didn't work out.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Sounds like a winner.
Seems so healthy.
It does. And I thought I was being the nice guy to be like, whatever, you can still stay here. You can do what you want. I was trying to give her space, but it was in that moment, you're like, well, this is a dumb idea. So we end up getting back together because obviously that's probably going to happen because that's why she's still hanging around. That's why she's bringing somebody over to try to show, hey, you know, there's a bunch of mind games going on there.
Yeah.
Fast forward like a month. Okay. She goes out one night and doesn't come home till like 5 a.m. Very, very unlike her at the time. And when she gets home, I'm like, I'm not mad. I'm hey, and she just starts giving me shit out of nowhere, just giving me shit. You know what? Like this is bad and that's bad. I'm just like, it felt like you were projecting. It felt like she had some type of guilty conscience. Well, 2 days later, I'm in the car with her, and she gets a text message. And she looks at her phone and puts it right back down again. Like, that's very odd for her to do. And a lot of people, they don't look and put it back down. So I was like, what the fuck is that? So, you know, we had a little thing. I got the phone from her. I looked at it and the text message said, oh, what, you just rip and dip nowadays? That night, she went out and like blew some dude at the Hard Rock and like they all like, you know, they did this whole thing. And then she came home that night and gave me shit. So I knew right away something was up.
That's projection.
That's projection.
101.
Quite common.
I want to take a quick opportunity. Seeing, I'm very proud to see what I see. Please, this is an opportunity, guys. You know, the only currency we rely on is your support. Please like if you have not, share if you can, and subscribe if you have yet to.
If you want,
absolutely check the links that I have posted to help Crystal's foundation, Exposé.
Indeed. And if you want, Eli, I'll leave this up to you. You tell me what we should do, but I can throw the phones up if people want to kind of talk about any experiences they had or they feel like chiming in with the conversation. I think the beautiful part about this conversation is, thankful for Crystal for bringing it up. Thankful for Forging for just fucking laying it out all out on the line, and I hope that does inspire others to maybe do the same thing and kind of share what they're going through or share what they went through, and just for some type of catharsis. So if you want me to throw the number up, I will. If not, we can wait a little bit. Let's see how people respond in the chat.
Whenever you and whenever I stumble upon us having the same thought, I always roll with it. Yes, I was thinking that earlier. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put it up here in a second.
Sharing in the chat. I think it would be a optimal idea given the experience we collectively have right here on the panel.
That's the exact point of Exposé, is to expose it, get it out there, let people, so people don't keep turning a blind eye.
What do you think, as far as your message, Crystal, for Exposé Productions and the documentary coming up, what would you say your take, your version, your pitch to this whole, I don't want to say pitch, it sounds bad, but like what part of domestic abuse violence are you taking up? Like, why is your battle for domestic violence different or better than anybody else? And not better, but what makes your cause? Why should we check out your cause as opposed to maybe anybody else out there who has some type of domestic abuse following, stuff like that? Like what makes you guys stand out from the rest? Is that a bad question? That's a bad question. That's a horrible question.
It's kind of all over the place question, but
thank you.
Because any awareness period is not bad.
Right.
How I feel that we stand out, or hopefully will, is because we are such a big conglomerate, like just big group of people who have come together from all over the world and
globally. Global phoenixes.
Yeah, it actually takes 3 days of our meetings every month and these are just mind meetings, just getting together all kinds of ideas on how to edit, how to get exposure, who to talk to, fundraising ideas. We just all get together and sit down and just talk, and it's just such a good vibe, and we all work together, and we're from everywhere, and it shows that there are good people. You can survive, you can get out, and you can thrive, you can have a great life, and we're willing to help you. And that's why I think that we stand apart. We're not just, it sucks that it happened, and here, we support each other.
Crystal, through your email, I see you have amazing individuals with amazing experience, life stories, and they have, some of them, they have PhDs. I mean, we're talking about professionals with experience.
Yeah.
We have a concentrated, large pocket of people that have a willingness to help, that can empathize with the people that are struggling and need it the most.
Yeah. So it also shows that it's from every walk of life goes through it. Absolutely. It's not just poor people, like some like to say. I mean, I'm sorry, but the rich doctor that lives in Weston will snort his line of coke and beat the shit out of his wife, and nobody knows about it. And the junkie in freaking little Haiti can treat his wife like a freaking queen, even though he's smoking a crack pipe. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter skin, whatever.
I'm not going to recommend the crack pipe, though.
I'm not.
No, I am
just saying.
Humor.
It does not matter.
I knew a crack smoker.
It always. I never smoked crack.
No, but I know one, and he was so cool to his wife. So, I mean, let's just say, listen, not every domestic abuser is a crack smoker, but every domestic abuser is a crack smoker. I said that wrong, but I'm trying here. I'm trying.
Every
topic, yes.
I know one crackhead, and if you want a thorough car wash, you call that guy. Good cat.
Quick.
Every abuser will always say they're sorry, and they refuse to let go. I mean, I'm still being stalked, but
If I can
Now-
piggyback off that real quick, I was gonna ask if you could debunk one common misconception about domestic violence, what would it be? And it almost sounds like we want to say when people say they're sorry, they don't mean it. It's going to happen again. Would you agree with that? And also, could you add one more thing into, something that people are, they misconstrue about domestic violence?
I'm not going to say that they don't always mean it, because they may mean it in the moment most of the time, but unless they legitimately see why they were wrong and are willing to change, and most narcissists don't feel that they're wrong, they just tell you what you want to hear to get back in the home, get what they want. I don't think they ever change, but the biggest misnomer
that almost sounds like
that women can't be abusers, that everyone's like women are always the victims. No, women can be just as bad narcissists and break down a man mentally. And like I said, mental abuse is 1,000 times worse than physical. Physical scars can heal. Mental scars, emotional scars take years at times.
It's because we don't treat them. It's because we don't, we just pretend like if you ignored a cut on your hand, it's gonna get infected. It's gonna do all this thing it goes through. So it's
and sometimes nobody fucking believes you.
Yeah, because they can't see it. Because they can't see
it. Because the narcissist will gather allies and make everybody around them think that they're perfect and they're the great person, and that the one that their spouse, the one who's actually really being abused and broken, is crazy, is the one that's abusive, that they're the ones that are harming the family.
They're a psycho.
Everything.
They do this, they that.
Yeah.
I require a moment to address our lovely audience. Please, if you are modded, I understand that accidents happen, but we do not use the muting option. We do not stifle free speech in any shape or form. It directly goes against our mission statement of discourse and dialogue. So please, if you feel that for whatever reason it is necessary to do so without justifiable reasoning, you may exit the stream. Or I will have to do the unmodding. Moving on, though.
Yeah, there's a few. There's a few.
Unless they promote pineapple on pizza, then you can just.
I think maybe some things are happening there, but a few people got muted, and I'm looking at the deleted messages. Doesn't look that bad, so I'm not sure what is going on there with a few of the people commenting there. But
I've been reached personally, and man, I don't like what I see.
Yeah, we got it. Well, yeah, we'll figure that out. That's no cool. Listen, we're trying to get as many people in the conversation as we can. So I'm looking at some of the, if you need to reach me, I'm on Discord. I need to bounce. The show is hitting me hard. That's not necessarily a bad comment. It's just saying.
No, I don't know. I don't understand it. And unfortunately, even though it's some of our greatest supporters, we're gonna have to take some action because I do not understand any of what was done. We're going to continue our show, and I'm going to rectify the situation. Moving on.
I would like to throw up real quick. No, I'm not. I would like to throw up the number real quick and say, if you feel like asking Crystal a question, you feel like asking Fortune a question, Eli or myself, or you want to share your story, please, 954-399-3631. The number is up. Again, 954-399-3631 is the number. We'll have it up for a little while longer here and see if anybody wants to partake in a conversation, because it's getting pretty deep, and I like deep sometimes. It's cathartic, I would say. It's a hell of a conversation.
I will say that what I went through actually inspired me to become a coach. As Eli knows, I've always been kind of the mama. Everybody always came to me with their problems and stuff, and if I'd only listen to my own advice. But so I did.
Oh, we got somebody calling here.
We do have a call.
Call from
Scott.
Just Scotty, I think.
Scott, what's going on, my man? You are live on Stuck at Night.
What's going on, guys?
I am the one that was going to bounce out because the show was hitting me hard, and I did not mean any offense by anything. I was just letting V know that I was going to bounce out. So if I did something wrong, I'm really sorry. It's like my
No,
first
you
time on
didn't.
the
Not
show.
whatsoever, man. We don't ever do the muting and the hiding. I don't understand.
That's understandable, man. It's a heavy topic.
Yeah, no, you said nothing wrong. I've seen every single comment. I don't understand.
Honestly, we should have put a
12
disclaimer about
she was
triggering on
talking
this
about
one.
earlier. So
Maybe. Oh, okay. Heard that. And maybe they thought you were joking because you said this conversation is hitting me hard. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I wasn't joking at all. I'm actually a survivor myself. So no.
Oh, damn.
No, I'm sorry that we triggered you. I should have put a disclaimer out there.
Nobody triggered anybody. That didn't happen. Nobody got triggered.
No,
somebody.
I'm good.
Somebody,
I wanted to make it clear that I wasn't trying to be disrespectful in any way.
I appreciate
and wanted to
that,
make sure that I hadn't done something. So that's why I was calling in.
Scott,
yeah, you did.
Scotty, you're all good, brother.
You didn't.
Much appreciated.
Do you feel like sharing your story? I mean, it's perfectly fine if you want to stop there.
I can share a little bit of it. It's been 10 years.
Okay.
And she was the love of my life. She was going to be the mother of one of my children. And she was just very much in the bottom of the bottle more than she wasn't. And I kept making excuses for her drinking and kept making excuses for her drinking. And it just became this perpetual snowball where I was told literally that we could have sex. That wasn't a problem, but we couldn't be together in public.
Wow.
And yet, yeah, it got to that point. And, you know, or if we were in public together, I was to walk 3 paces behind her.
You're better than that, hon. I'm sorry you went through that.
I apologize for the brief interruption, but we always thank a super chat user. And I'm going to read Jamie's comment. I'm broke, but this show deserves my $5 today. We thank you. Please don't send us money if you're broke, but the support and you being here means the most to us. We love you, Jamie. Thank you so much. And Scott, please do continue. I apologize, man.
No worries. I understand. I've got my own channel, so I'm good.
What's your channel, bro?
You know, just my name, True Celtic Mutt. I'm down there. I'm still down there in the chat.
Heard that. Check them out. Check them out.
Yeah. So I've only been around for a month. There's not a whole lot there. I mean, there's maybe 30 videos there or something, but
it's a lot for a month. That's a humble brag, Scott. That's a humble brag.
Well, no, I mean, no, I really didn't think that was that much. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just giving you credit. That's awesome for a month, dude. High five. Legit.
You know, I appreciate it. You know, she and the way I described us was I was the volcano, she was the hurricane, you know, and that's just, we were oil and water. And I was just crazy in love with the girl, and it just perpetually snowballed out of control. I mean, that's all I can say.
How long?
She passed away. It's been 3 years ago now.
How long were you in the you know, like how long were you pursuing her? How long were you dealing with all that?
We were together for almost 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. She finally ended up, we broke it off. She went back to Florida because I found myself going to, I was going to go to jail if the violence persisted because I can only take so much. And I was just like, you got to go.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of the way that went down. And we managed to hash out I won't really say a friendship, but a mutual, we ended up hashing out a mutual understanding, but I still deal with a lot of guilt, and I don't know how to put that stuff away, even after 10 years. So, you know, I mean, if anybody's got any suggestions,
Well,
I would love to hear them.
Scott, what is, and I'm gonna let Crystal take over, but I just got a question real quick. Like, what is? You said you still got a lot of guilt. Like, if you could say, your number one guilt thing is what's really hanging over your head as far as guilt? If you could pinpoint one thing.
The incident where I did end up in jail at one point. She and I got into a knockdown drag out. I defended myself, and I was just so built up with rage that I beat her unconscious, and I'm owning that. But it was because she grabbed me by the throat, and I have hydrocephalus, and I don't know if you all know what that is or not, but I have 2 stents in my neck. And when she did, she grabbed me when she grabbed me by the throat, and she dug her nails into my neck, and my first thought was she's trying to kill me. And when she did that, I went into survival mode, really. And I look back on what I did, and that is not who I am as a person at all. I'm just a big teddy bear, but to look back on that and to have seen
Teddy
the
bear is
pictures
still
that
a
the
bear.
police took, it still bothers me.
Right. Yeah.
Your hindsight is giving you far more to allow you to beat yourself up. But my man, that was something that was a primitive reaction, primal in our human condition. You have the stints there. I've seen what that looks like. You must have felt like you were on the brink of death. I'm not condoning or advocating for any of the actions. We should avoid that kind of conflict, but
fight or flight.
It was a fight or
That's
flight
really
reaction.
It was a fight or flight situation. I really felt that way, and I ended up only. It was a big mess, but the long story short was I still carry a lot of this with me because I just as easily could have just walked out that day.
Yeah, but
and I didn't.
That's the thing
easy,
you
bro.
can't beat
That's
yourself
not that
up
easy.
over. Yeah, that's that hindsight thing coming into play, and you can't can't blame yourself for something you know now. Like it kind of shows you what a dirty mess any type of domestic violence is. It's like an overflowing pot of water. It's gonna eventually just gonna seep everywhere. It's gonna get into this. It's gonna get into that, and it's gonna infect you. And it got. I'm just trying to paint it in a way where you understand that. I can't say you're off the hook for that, but you have to stop beating yourself up as like that. Like that wasn't you. You were in a moment where, as you just explained, stints in your neck. You were put in a position, and that position was brought forth from domestic abuse, domestic violence. So it's something you really like. Crystal, how does Scott start to heal and start to kind of find forgiveness for himself? And Forging may have something for this too. So anyone, please.
Honestly, in that situation, it was fight or flight. You were trying to survive. Your survival instincts took over. When she grabbed you by the throat, there was no walking away.
With stints in that neck.
Yeah, well, I got something to add to that.
And your reactions at that point aren't fully in control. You're in survival mode at that point because your brain is firing. I have to get out of here. I have to get away. And the only way to do that is to get her off of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
I will say that I didn't even realize what I had done. You
blacked out in the moment. Your survival instinct kicked in.
I walked. We lived about 1.5 miles from where I worked, of all things, as a security guard. And I walked to work so that they could, and do not remember the walk. I don't remember leaving. I don't remember the walk to work. I don't remember any of that until I got to work.
Was the stint the inflated?
100% blacked out.
Was the stint in your throat the inflated balloon?
No.
Scotty, that's what I was going to ask. Do you have the magnet dealies that if it gets too out of whack, they got to adjust it for the fluid to be right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
I have a
so
perfect,
that
that's
so
Yeah.
exactly
seriously,
what I have. It's a
that's a
perfect
thing that if
color.
his neck gets out of whack, he can die pretty
Yeah.
quick.
So exactly, it was fight or flight. But
Wow.
I would like to put out there, especially with seeing what I am seeing in the chat. I have taken my past experience and everything I've gone through, and I have turned it into something positive. I have become a professional certified life coach, and I am more than happy to put my email into the live chat if
I've done
anybody would
just
like.
that, by the
Thank
way.
you.
It is there. Verified coach. You see it. Crystal Phoenix Coaching at gmail.com. Please feel free to utilize this tool,
Yes.
guys.
I gotta read Liberty Lion's comment real quick. So at the very least, maybe Crystal or Forging can have something for him. But goddamn, this is heavy. My ex-wife died of cancer. We had a lot of trouble, mainly because we both mentally abused each other. As we both moved on in life after 10 years together, I looked in the mirror because if I had been a better husband, a better man, I would have not have so many regrets. But I can no longer even tell her how sorry I am that I was not a better man.
Well, honestly, my
that.
opinion is live a better life, treat yourself and treat others better so that you can honor her memory, to be honest. And just remember and tell your story about how it happened. And hopefully, you can eventually forgive yourself. It's hard to do that. It's hard to forgive yourself, especially if you combat each other and you bring each other down constantly. Because abusive relationships can go both ways. It's not always one-sided. I have a mouth on me. I mean,
Yeah, you
do. When I would see
go
him
ahead.
getting mad at my kids, I would purposely pick a fight because I didn't want to see if he could be the monster that he was to me. 4 concussions in one weekend to my little girls. So I would pick a fight to deflect his attention so that I could send the girls to their room to play and he would leave them alone. So, I mean, I have a hard time forgiving myself for what my girls went through and not getting out sooner. So I do understand the forgiving yourself. All you can do is become the person that you should have been and forgive yourself and live a better life for yourself and in memory of her, is my opinion.
The best way to honor anyone, a loved one, is to live your best life.
And to honor something that, maybe you feel you fucked up as well. Just like, not fucked up, but you had some type of contribution to it. Like the best way to make sure that doesn't, just like to honor that is just to be better than what that was. And like, hey, I'm using this, like without this, I wouldn't have been able to be who I am now. Like, I'm not saying everybody needed that, but you kind of find that silver lining. You make it worth something. Like, this is not going to happen again. I've learned, I know what to look out for. I mean, you know what the craziest thing, it sounds like, man, humans, we all have a hard time letting ourselves off the hook.
Yes, we do. We are our own worst critics, to be completely honest. I mean, I know I always have been, whether it's singing, friendships, my cooking, being a mother, all of it. I am my own worst critic.
I heard your cooking sucks, by the way, so it's not just you.
Hindsight is an asshole.
Yeah.
Hindsight is a bitter asshole.
Yeah.
If I could just say one more thing.
Real quick, since we have a few
Go ahead,
more
Scott.
people.
Scott has one more thing.
Yeah, what do you want, asshole?
My channel is a lot of, there's a lot of stuff on there right now. Some of that is going to come off, but some of it, the primary use for that channel is for me to work through a lot of this. So there's also a lot of stuff about my hydrocephalus on there as well. So anybody that is in need of, an ear to bend, you can reach me there. My email is attached to the to the page as well. So, all
Scott,
right, I
are you willing
appreciate
to
y'all's
guest?
time. Thank you for having me.
Are you willing to guest on Stuck in the Middle one of these nights, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday? 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. We can work out details later.
Sure.
That'd be.
I'll tell you what. Is there an email on here that I can hit you back at? I really need to look at my schedule, to be honest.
Check it out. Real easy. Stuck in the middle show at gmail.com. That's where you can find us. It's quick. It's easy. We, a lot of people have emailed us there. We look at it at least, a few times a week. But that's where
no sense of pressure either, man. Yeah. You take your time. You look at your schedule. You let us know what's best. We work you in.
Well, sounds good.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Take care, Scott.
Thank you for finding us and joining, man. You found us today.
That's awesome.
Do we got time for me to reply to Liberty?
Yeah, please, dude. Yeah, we got all the time, bro.
So, Liberty, everybody's unique, just like everybody else, and everybody's experience is unique to themselves. But I'll say that anybody who passes away, it makes it especially hard because every relationship that ends for whatever reason, you're gonna have shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You're gonna have hindsight. For example, I lost my daughter to cancer, and I know I was fucking super dad, and everything I did was for my daughter. She was my little mini me. There wasn't a shred of her mother in her. She looked just like me. I got Bella Lives tattooed all over me because that's the motto I live by, is every little thing that little girl did, but I still question, like, is there something I could have done differently to make her happier on this date or on, whatever. It's because you love somebody so much and you care about them so much. You want them to have the absolute best in the world. So those kind of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you gotta eventually remind yourself that you love that person that much. It's different if it's a spouse or whatever. I have shoulda, coulda, wouldas with Nicole, my ex, because she ended up passing away. And at the time that she did pass away, we were still in contact, because even though I left, she was sending me videos trying to talk to me, and me being weak at the time and not fully understanding the full scope of what was going on, I guess, I was still talking to her. And I, over those couple of weeks, I just watched her go from, she was already getting pretty bad, but I mean, she turned into a zombie. It was horrible. And then it was 2 weeks later, they found her in her shower, having her hair fill the drain, and she drowned because she overdosed in the shower. But I constantly think about fights we had, or what if I would have let this one, when I found oxycodone, what if I just let that go? Maybe it would have been different. What if I would have just not beat the shit out of this pill dealer and embarrassed her at work when I smashed the dude into her ice well because she was a bartender, shit like that. But it's hard, but there's certain things you can't beat yourself up with, or you got to convince yourself you can't beat yourself up, because in the moment, at the moment, that's what happened, and you can't do anything about it except know that with the emotions that was going on and what was happening at the moment, that's all that could be done. So
precisely,
it's just a matter of knowing that it's never going to get any better than it is. Just being able to make peace with it someday, or come up with ways to realize that that's the way it had to be at the time. That's how I've gotten through it. I don't know if that helps, but it's been a little bit of a consolation for me.
It sure does. Those very things that were just in the moment are left there.
Crystal has something, but I did see when we read Liberty Lion's comment, I saw it kind of get to you, Forging. So I can't thank you as much as we can for just sharing what you're sharing, bro. It really means a lot, man. Seriously. So yeah, man,
it does.
And for Liberty out there, you're helping him through that, and anybody else who's going through something, who doesn't want to speak up about it, but they listen, bro. They listen, and when you talk, people will listen. So fucking A, man. Keep that shit up. Don't ever feel bad about that. Crystal, you had something. I saw you raising your hand.
Yeah. I actually wanted to reach out to Jamie and say thank you, Patty. I completely agree with all of the encouragement and the wise words you have been giving Jamie. My girls are 7 and about to be 9, and they've already been through hell and in therapy, and it breaks my heart. It's not that you weren't the best mom. You did what you could. You should need to stop blaming yourself, especially because she says she forgives you. Yes, we all carry our scars, friend. Okay, you are not alone in any of this. Like, that's exactly what the Exposé is trying to do. It's lit. Everybody know they're not alone. There are so many of us, and sadly, it is a large number that have been through something very similar. And that's what we're trying to put a stop to. We're trying to make it the awareness to where it's not a taboo, where people don't close their eyes to it. They help their neighbors anymore, instead of just ignoring it. Oh, it's not my problem. So she forgave you. You need to start to forgive yourself too. You did the best that you could in the situation you were in. And honestly, it's really hard to do. I empathize because I'm still working on forgiving myself. But that's also why I got my art therapist certification, so that I could work with children in the same thing. So I understand completely. And like I said before, please reach out to me. My email is in there. I am more than happy to talk and, try and work out, these traumas.
I guarantee you, Jamie is going to be reaching out to you. She always takes advantage of every resource given to her. With that being said, it feels so unnatural, but
if anybody else wants to call in though, yeah.
You have to embrace things. That's a part of moving forward, like embracing moments that we're not proud of. They happened and they are left in that moment. They do not always have to be carried with us, although that's a tall order. But aside from that, I want to, while the phones are open and anybody that wants to call, that is going to be there. We'll switch gears at the moment that occurs. But until then, I would propose, since we are heading toward that little time, that perhaps we submit some of the videos that we compiled.
I'm almost I almost feel guilty trying to play like I don't want to.
I could always embarrass Eli again and show that picture one more time.
That might not be a bad idea. Crystal, go ahead and do that real quick. Let's go ahead and go and hold that up. Hang on, let me go ahead and full screen that. Let's check this out.
Getting good. Look at this 8th grade Eli.
Look at this guy.
In his collar.
All right, we got a caller.
Crystal was so tall that I had to stand.
You wish you were a little bit taller. You wish you were a baller.
I knew that song, but
I was 5'6" at the time, and turning 14. Come on,
Jamie.
Yeah,
you're on.
I was just turning on TV. I just wanted to say thank you to Crystal for her words, and just thank you to both of them for actually speaking out, because it's hard. It's hard to do, but I swear it helps. It's just, I thank you very much. That's all I wanted to do was call and say thank you.
Love you, Jamie.
You're very welcome, and thank you for your words. I feel that if I can help just one person with my story, then maybe it was worth it.
I've known Jamie for over 20 years, and she has been through such
Is this?
You don't know her.
Jamie?
No.
I was gonna say, I used to live down there too.
She is another Phoenix, I promise you, in every sense. Her and I have been through some identical battles, and then some. Yeah. She is.
We were hanging around at 19.
A lot too, Eli. I think you were the third person who found out I was pregnant with Chloe.
How is your family doing? They moved.
No, nobody's moved.
The daughter, I saw her.
Oh she's still in Jamestown. I mean, she moved to a different house in the same town.
Oh, because I was
Eli, you're slipping, man.
The crackhead motel for a while.
I was still gonna go visit, but then I heard she moved, and I was like, "Oh man."
No, she's still in the same town, dude.
Well, Jamie,
she's doing all right.
I'm very glad to hear everything's doing all right. I'm glad to hear she's doing all right, and I'm glad to hear you're calling in and chiming in and saying hearing this conversation kind of helps you do all right, because I think that's for everybody. Like, just kind of, we're just talking here. This is probably one of the more legit, deep, meaningful episodes that we've ever done.
Yeah, I think it's been awesome, because I don't know who doesn't need to hear stuff like this, because everybody can relate in some type of way. Nobody's alone with this stuff.
speaking on that, like I hate to be the cheesy guy, like Progressive Patriot, the unifier is this. We all have our baggage. No, we need to recognize the multitude of things that do unify us because we are in a time of stark division, like the great grand internet and social media meant to bring us together has never dragged us so far apart. So these very
my gosh.
right, where everybody feels so self-righteous and opinionated. You have a different opinion than my perfect opinion. You are now my enemy.
But everybody's so distant at the same time. Like nobody, it's a weird times, man. It's really weird times.
It's weird
I'm not liking
and
it.
aggressive, but this serves as a reminder that we are all suffering from the same thing, the human condition. And there's nothing to be
A
ashamed
lot of stuff
about
is
that.
coping mechanisms people have had as a child to deal with trauma, and they carry over as adults, and it starts to ruin them. Might have worked as a kid, like those coping mechanisms, but they start to destroy you as an adult if you don't figure out your stuff, which I haven't yet. So we'll work on that.
There's a meme going around that says, it says, you know, generational trauma is up for you to fix. And like, you know, the first person is yelling at the second generation saying, oh, you fucked up. And then the second generation is yelling at the third generation. Like, why'd you do that?
And really,
It's
if everybody just listened to what somebody had to say, they can freaking relate, man. There's really not a reason to be so freaking divided here.
Right. And then the fourth generation is kind of, you know, they're getting the negativity, they're blocking it out, but the fourth generation is saying to the fifth generation, hey, I love you, you're doing awesome. So just, you know, it is up to, we can't sit here and be our history. We have to be our future. We have to learn from our history and kind of, you know, make
otherwise
better.
the cycles just keep going around and around.
God damn, we know cycles all too well, huh?
Vicious cycle, party of one.
But I just wanted to call and say thank you because I was getting all in my feels on this show. Thank you, like, because everybody's cool in this shit.
Yeah.
And I appreciate
think
it.
of
I
a
haven't watched
greater
for a week
reward.
because I've been going to bed early, but I'm glad I caught this for sure.
Hell yes.
Jamie, I can't think of a greater reward than your voice and your words tonight. Thank you.
I sound like a man.
All right, Jamie.
All
Anything
right.
else?
You guys have a good night, and I'll keep watching the show. Thank you again.
Especially because I'm gonna
Thank you for the super
upload
chat.
that picture of me and Eli into the chat.
You should.
I don't think that it can be uploaded in the chat, but I am going to share it.
Share it on the
my
Voice of the
original
People
copy.
page.
All right, everybody have a good night. I gotta go.
Later, Jamie.
Good night, my love. Say hello to you know who for me.
So,
Alright, she hung up.
if you know, we're just a few more moments here. If you do feel like calling in, go ahead, give it a call. 954-399-3631. That's the phone in. What a conversation today! I can't tell you. Yeah, what a conversation. Forging Thought, Crystal Behe, man, you guys open books. That's a round of applause, and I mean that with all sincerity. Like that's. Fortune thought was to do the slow clap. I thought you were about to go. I was like, oh, here we go. We're gonna start the slow claps.
I don't know what to do with my hands right now because I talk about my daughter a lot, but I was thinking about this is actually only the second time I've ever even talked about Nicole and the shit that happened. So I'm kind of
put him down, Ricky Bobby. Put him down.
Mixed bag of what's going on.
Yeah.
Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake.
Yeah.
Josh, what?
Let it go.
What is one of the the funny little quips or flavors of the week or what have you that we have for tonight's viewing pleasure?
Let me go to the video sec. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what would be good. Let's see. Maybe
something clearly very depressing, please.
Yeah, like maybe while I'm looking up a few videos, you want to like do any plugs for anybody? You want to give us plugs real quick just to buy some time?
Well, for one, let me do my selfless. No, that's the opposite. Selfish pander. I do have a solo channel, ladies and gentlemen, and recently I really found like I found a niche. I'm now covering mostly mysteries, a little bit of conspiracy, and just the strangest cases that I can find. And I intend to do a couple of pieces on human trafficking in the United States. And, well...
I'm in on that one.
There's, you know, Dan Schneider from Nickelodeon. He was, like, in charge of iCarly. And he was he was working with all these child actors, and
the creepy fat fuck.
yes, the creepy fat fuck.
Okay, yep, I know who he is.
So there's this girl that is writing a tell-all memoir. She declined to accept the $300,000 when they canceled their show. When they said, just keep your mouth shut and you get this money. She said, nah. And now finally she gets to get her vindication and do the tell-all. So we're going to see some shit. And I also want to do like a side piece about Drake and how he's been like grooming a lot of young celebrities, child actors. But so yeah, I'm the Progressive Patriot on my solo channel. Outside of that, Forging Thought, do you have a channel?
This is it. I kind of got into this because someone convinced me that people would want to hear me. I don't fucking know why. But this is the first thing I've really done.
Stand by it.
Yeah, seriously. I know why people want to hear. You got a story, brother.
I heard you the first time I heard you, man. I was like, I need to work with this guy. And it's amazing all the trials and tribulations and technical difficulties that happen. But you know what? It reminds me, nothing easy is ever worth obtaining. You know what I mean? So I'm glad.
Well, anything worth doing is worth doing right. And I've gone from zero technical knowledge to what I got now. And it's like trying to get, like, once I got the technical knowledge, then I got to get the little stream things working and all that crap. And you add on all that together, it's holy shit, man.
Remember,
it's a world to embark on together.
Remember, it's progress. It's not perfection. It's about the journey. It's not about the destination. So it's just about the progress.
Are you calling me progressive? How dare you?
Sorry, my bad. My bad.
Is more important than the end of the start. Thank you, Lincoln Park.
Now I got to get my soundboard set back up. He just, damn it. Good
and
call.
we all know Crystal's Exposé. The link is also in the live chat. I'll go ahead and actually repost the Exposé network. This is where you can find all of us guys, respectively.
And shout out to Crystal because this is why this conversation even came about, was because we're having her on. So
definitely. Yeah, I actually had watched a couple of your shows, known Eli for years, and was like, hey, he likes talking about controversial shit. Let's do it. So I called him and asked if you guys would be interested, and that's where the snowball happened.
I was
so thank you.
Relieved and honored and grateful, and any excuse to be able to speak to you again and speaking to Stephanie again.
Calm down. Just keep it in your
man,
pants.
this has been overwhelming. Check it out. My first love.
You're lovely and beautiful, and I was waiting to see you again. I wanted to speak to you. I just wanted.
I'm remembering sitting on your front porch when we were 18.
Remember when we kissed in the rain?
This is
in
7th grade. Yeah, that was romantic.
Listen, I'm not trying to go down your memory lane here, okay? We're trying to go down Stuck Drive, okay? Let's avoid memory lane right now.
Did you find the video yet?
I did. I've Ben found it.
Ben found it? Really?
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah. Ben found it.
Josh found it.
Weirdo.
Okay,
so
here's a video of a man in a domestic relationship with a snake, and he attempts to abuse the snake, and he's about to find and suffer the consequences of said abuse. And notice my segue, very improper, but I'm trying to tie it in together somehow. And it's such a small snake too. Like I don't even think you're ready for what's going to happen. It's not violent at all. But
it's not a small snake at all. Shut up.
Josh is like, it doesn't even have a girth. He's not even trying.
It's about how you use it. It's about its bite. God. Jeez. Look at it. So that's the snake right there.
You should nibble on that.
And I guess it's a lance head. Heyo, nibble on that lance head. My name's Josh, by the way, not Lance. So and the other Asian man is saying, hey, you shouldn't touch that snake.
It's China.
Asian, yeah, it is China, and it says there. The guy said Asian lance heads.
What fucking disease is it going to be now?
Wait a minute, just wait a minute. He picks it up, he throws it down like an asshole. Ready? Now watch. Like 20 minutes later.
Is there any way for that to get bigger?
Yeah.
Look how puffy he is.
Up on the main screen.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it. I'm gonna just get rid of all of us.
Yes.
There we go.
Look how puffy he got.
Later.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll play it from the beginning then, real quick, so you can see his face. Because look at his face now.
Oh my God, that's so tiny.
Not puffy.
不要去动嘛，不要去动嘛！哎呀，走吧走吧，不要去动嘛！
Moments
真的是
later.
蛇干嘛？吓死的！按住按住！
Oh my god!
很严重啊！
Dude, that's the State Puff Marshmallow Man.
Whoa, dude.
Did it bite him?
Yeah.
No. No, he just,
I couldn't see it.
He went on an eating binge shortly after.
That venom is nasty. Yeah.
My
He
face
actually
are real
forgot,
puffy.
he forgot he's allergic to peanuts and had a payday. That's all. By the way, Josh, is something on fire behind you, or is that your light?
No, the place is burning down.
Perfect. All right.
Josh is on fire over here. Eh?
This Josh is on fire. Okay.
Oh, secret, since I now have more than one of me, two of you somehow are vicariously my clones. That's what I'm insinuating. But give Josh a direct compliment. Watch how uncomfortable he gets. Yeah. Just you got some ammo now, okay?
Nice green screen effect you got going on there, Josh.
Here, I got one.
This is real life. This ain't no green screen.
Josh, your talent.
See, look.
And
it's a
your
room.
ability to make conversation appear so natural with every way that you segue. It is magic in my heart.
Josh, here, let me
Just gonna mute them. I don't even know if they can. Now you can't say anything because I muted y'all. Yeah, how do you like that? How do you like them apples, you sons of bitches? Angry. Okay, you're back.
You completely.
Okay, I was gonna say let me balance it out and say you look weird without your fucking hat. I don't like the yellows you got going on. You need the fucking purples and blues back. What are you doing?
Bring it. Anything else? Like any more? Come on. Okay, ready? Just for you. Let's go. We're gonna go to the let it connect.
I'm just kidding. I love you.
It'll take a second, but ready?
Go to the upside.
There you
down?
go. It's purple now. How do you like that?
There you
Or it's
mood lighting.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Philips Hue lights. Get them. They're all connected to my phone, bro. How crazy is that?
You want a quick LOL, Josh?
Sure.
All right. You remember the whole Ryan Church conspiracy? So by proxy, you are now a part of the conspiracy because you have a purple light. That was all the evidence he needed to accuse two people of being human traffickers.
Because the color purple?
Yeah.
I hear if you scramble the letters in purple,
you get what?
You get.
I don't know what you get because it's not going to be whatever the fuck you said it was.
It's not going to sound like purple. Blurple. Do you feel like watching one? I don't want to spoil the video. I'm going to save that. Let's watch just another funny video, and I guess we'll get the F out of here if we're not doing anything else here. But let's see. Let's okay, here we go. This is just what can go wrong will go wrong. Murphy's Law.
Yeah, Murphy's Law. Come on now.
Hey, and shout out to Public Freakout page. I love this page. So many videos come from this page.
Okay, like large screen it, bro.
Yeah. It's I'm not used to so many faces on the screen.
Here's more ammunition. While he loves compliments, he also absolutely loves when we tell him what to do.
I bet. Oh, so he's a sub.
Yeah, no, actually not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
If you tell him,
I'm gonna mute you again.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Keep
I'm
talking.
telling all your secrets.
Mute.
I would never boss around Josh except for asking him to have a great day.
How dare you, sir? I will do no
Josh,
such thing.
Have a great day for me. Can you have a great day? Can you do that for me, buddy?
And you made it sound so sexy.
It's so condescending, just like, can you do that for me, buddy?
Please.
Have that great.
Listen, I swear to God, if
Will you look at that?
If you guys were within reaching distance, I will domestic abuse all you guys in here right now if you keep giving me compliments
too
like that.
soon. No,
Talk dirty to me.
I haven't taken a shower in a few days.
Oh, I mean, well, that's your.
Well, yeah.
Is that dirty enough?
Dirty.
Okay, just making sure.
That works.
There you go. I get it.
Thank you. Okay, so let's watch this Evil Knievel character not get it.
Oh wow.
The Segway game. Oh.
Notice that's not a dirt bike. That is a street bike. It's no shocks.
Well, according to Eli, it's a Segway.
Damn.
Oh, we got a pun master.
That's a nice looking segue then.
Waka waka.
Pun master flex over here. Okay. Let's get back.
Our A game today.
This is just
Dude, I can already tell you this guy sucks out loud.
Oh, yeah. His boyfriend doesn't think so.
That was the test run. You know, that's his, like, how much speed you got to go.
I was gonna say he fucking missed.
Oh, bro, he does more than miss.
He's got the ramp. He's going up high. He's gonna die.
Wipe out.
Bro, flat landing is
I don't know
horrible.
which I feel more bad for, the bike or the dude.
I think the genitalia took the brunt of the impact.
And is it
that
more bad or is it
energy
worse?
launched him.
This
Well, I
moment
mean-
he knew he fucked up.
Yeah.
But you know, that just means we will have one less dumbass reproducing. So.
Through the danger zone.
Yeah, like where's the Dukes of Hazzard? You know,
Seriously.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh no.
Or the Benny Hill music. You still got that queued up?
I
Have you heard the
don't
no
you
response
tempt
version
me.
of Danger Zone?
I just did. I just
Isn't
did.
it awesome? They're actually pretty cool people. I met them live.
Crystal,
like, physically met them.
whose cover?
Who?
The cover of Danger Zone.
No, by who, though?
There's a few of them. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
She said no. What's it called?
No Resolve.
No Resolve. I'll have to check it out. Is it like what
Yeah.
kind of style of music?
It's
Smooth jazz.
rock.
Yeah.
Well, they take regular songs and turn them into rock covers. They even did a Moana song.
Well, Danger Zone is a rock song, so that
Yeah,
would be
but
a hard one to
Thunder
do.
Rolls.
Okay.
and
All that's
actually
all that
did
remains.
Justice.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but No Resolve did it with them.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I met them at their concert.
Look up
here.
look up a band called Punk Rock Factory. They do the Moana song too, and they freaking kill it.
Yep, I know who they are too.
I taught them everything they know.
Yeah, you taught them how to spank it.
How about we leave up forging, the police are there. How about we leave on like a high note, a moment of inspiration. And by no means by no means am I playing this to knock this gentleman at all. Whatsoever. No, not how dare you.
How dare you?
Oh,
This is strictly inspiration. That is all. This 102-year-old man.
That's great.
Go. He's 100. Oh my God, forging. Hold up.
What?
You've inspired
you
me.
gave him an idea.
You've inspired me.
No.
No, you have. You did.
Put the Rocky theme back.
Tell me you have chariots of fire.
No.
Tell me you have chariots of fire.
We have this.
My boyfriend has a baby on multiple instruments.
I had a pet goldfish named Garfield.
Hey, run. I can't.
Oh, rock on. Go, dude. He's like 1,000
how
years
old is he?
old. Rock on.
He's 102.
Rock
He's
it,
102?
dude.
He's
That's
102.
awesome.
Holy
Hey,
crap.
you know what? He's doing it, though.
Yeah, I'm playing this in no way to make fun of him. It's strictly inspirational.
Yeah, it is,
102.
actually.
I don't
Yeah,
find
that
it.
is actually pretty inspirational.
I'm being
I wouldn't be running
facetious.
track and field at 39.
This is ridiculous. I would tell this man to do something else, maybe not run, maybe like, I don't know, power walk.
You
something.
can't tell that man to do anything. He saw the last mammoth die.
What?
Like that dude is the shit.
What? You can't
He's
tell
like,
him to do anything because he can't
"Remember
hear
Moses? He
you.
was a bitch.
He survived Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
He did, and he probably heard the Benny Hill theme song when the bomb was coming down.
He's that guy that survived both. Like, not again.
Oh,
Yeah, there is a
my
guy that
God.
did do exactly
Yeah.
that. Yeah, great
Yeah, he was in
story.
the hospital from the one, and then oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
He's just getting out. He's like, you know what? I'm glad that's behind me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like that's inspirational to you guys though. Like seeing a 102-year-old man probably break his hip in the next few moments here. Okay, just making sure. Okay, cool. Glad we're in some type of agreement. That's awesome.
I mean, I can dig it. Go, old man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm making fun of him a little bit, but let's pretend it's fine.
I mean,
Quick question.
I'm one of those.
Did we
Go
ever?
for it.
Go on.
Did we ever get an update on the dude that the sign fell on? Is he still with us?
China.
that was-
Okay, I didn't think he was.
He passed on.
Did he?
Yeah, I thought so.
He went to the other place.
Because all the reports still, if I'm not mistaken, are like he's a critical condition.
Yeah. That's
I mean, he did the real world Mario, like Super Mario, when he goes through the pipes, but there was no pipe.
But they're
So-
right. Uh-huh.
I mean,
He can, oddly enough, now he can fit in a pipe because he's very compact.
At least part of him.
Part of a pipe.
Part of him.
right.
Part of a pipe.
I feel my my narcolepsy kicking in.
You guys get a little
going
tired?
to the old man.
You really
My
shouldn't
phone?
pork dead bodies, dude.
Narcolepsy.
Yes.
Bastard.
That's
Falling
like
asleep,
telling on-
yeah.
You like telling on people. Okay, I get it.
My only form of exercise is playing
I know what your
Beat Saber.
exercise is.
Oh,
You
yeah.
mean.
Kegels?
Beat Saber on the Oculus.
Is
Or
that
synth riders.
Virtual reality Kegels. Pretty interesting. I gotta try that one. Listen,
All right.
Crystal, Forging, thank you both so much for coming on. Thank you both for being such an open book. I hope it translated as much for you out there listening as it did for Eli and myself, and it was as cathartic for Forging and Crystal as it was for all of us listening. So thank you so much. Eli, what do you got to say for our lovely friends here?
I take offense that you refer to them as an open book when I literally am opening a book. So that shit. And I have to say,
that was a dumb joke.
thank
Dumb
you.
joke.
Yeah, I
Thanks,
know.
Forgings.
Oh, I know.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you, and you're
Oh,
welcome.
he's
wanna
always
point that
been
out.
full of them.
As always, we rely on the support that you all show. The people on the screen, with the exception of Crystal and Forging today, mean fuck all. We mean nothing without the support from the other side. So please continue to like, share, subscribe if you have yet to. Hell, spread the word. It's literally the only currency we need and rely on to continue to do what we do best, what we love the most, which is be here for you.
As soon as we get off here, I will put both Crystal and Forging's YouTube links in the description for this video. So if you're watching, you're not in the chat, whatever, just check the description. Those links will be there. And before we get off, guys, just like stick around real quick so we can sign off and we'll have a little, we'll talk real quick.
Collaborative.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
After all that. But until then, Eli, I think you and myself are done till Thursday, right? I'll see you again on Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or are you big timing me now?
I mean, tomorrow night's my late
Yeah,
night.
you're gonna stand him up and leave him in a room and do all kinds of weird shit like that.
He will.
Tomorrow's my latest
Like
night
a virgin on
at
prom
work,
night.
but I'm probably gonna come home and go live on my channel.
That's what's up. Like and share this episode, please, please, please. We're shadow banned. It means the world. And other than that, yeah, we'll see you Thursday. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Love you too, V. Goodbye,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody.